Right, say hello if you're in the chat so I can tell if it's all working properly. It looks like it's working because I can see my guy in the background. Evening again. Alright, good, you're on, Richard. So can you hear me? You won't hear any game audio at the moment, but can you hear me clicking the buttons? Can you hear that? Good. Right, okay, so we're all ready to go. So I'm just going to do some PvP. I've made some more classes in this. Sometimes I have games where I do very well, sometimes I have games where I'm complete shite. So I've made a guy with a halberd that's a bit like the pikeman from Stronghold, but you know, with an actual halberd like they have in Stronghold. Actually, what designs can you put on the halberd? I know that they're purely cosmetic. Skin. Okay, there's only two. I'll keep the default one. It's more like a German halberd blade. I was hoping there'd be like a Swiss halberd as well. Oh wait, there is more heads. Okay. So, what happens then? Dusk Moon. Because if you get that skin, is there then more variants to the halberd as well? I don't know. I'll look into that at some point. But yeah, that's the guy with the halberd. So let me show you some more of my loadouts. There's a lot of variation in this Iron Man. It pretty much has all over the medieval period sort of in armour. It's a bit, you know, what they call them. It's something stew. It's like a TV trope thing. But it's where all the, you know, like early medieval and late medieval stuff is in the game. But, so I've got a guy with a maul for, you know, smashing heads in. He's pretty good, but only, you know, at using the maul. Guy with an S-stock for thrusting. Brawler, this is a guy with a messer and a shield, so he's very good at just, you know, going in and wrecking stuff. I might modify him slightly though, because what I want to see is, I'll tell you what, so let's go on to his gear. So he's got 0 points to reassign. I'm tempted to maybe give him a level 2 piece of armour, like the chainmail. I'm tempted to do that. I might change his helmet to the other helmet design. Now I've got that one. I might do that, and then what was I going to do? Yeah, I've got an extra point to spend. So how much more is it for the kite shield over the heater shield? Kite shield. Yeah, I can afford that. Good. I'll get the kite shield just because it covers more of your body. So let's just do this. What patterns are there? Just those two. Just looking for a good contrasting colour. Problem is that affects team colours, doesn't it? See, I haven't unlocked that one yet. But yeah, but they automatically change all the colours in game, don't they? So it fits in with the teams. So it doesn't matter, does it? So yes, have blue and yellow shield. I assume it's only for PC. You'd have to search that for yourself. I know it's one of Steam's top sellers when it came out the other day. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it might just be you know, PC stuff. Anyway, let's have a game, shall we? Or let me show you the rest of my loadouts first. So yeah, this is the brawler with the messer and the big shield. So his job is just to run in there and cleave people up with the messer. Crossbowman, pretty straightforward guy with a crossbowman. Actually, I'm going to edit him slightly. What I want to do is probably change the level 3 Curious to level 2 piece of armour. Let's give him the chainmail. And then what I will do is I will give him a melee weapon, like a very cheap one, just so he actually has a melee weapon. So you can have a wooden mallet, quarterstaff, training sword, loot, smoke bomb, cleaver. I mean, the cleaver at least. What do you reckon, the short sword or the cleaver for him? The Y was what they did to indicate that it was the cheapened second generation mask, but I don't think it's any worse. I think it's just it's different method of mass production on the rubber. It's about £20, £21. I don't know what it is in dollars or whatever, but I might actually just go with the dagger for this guy. Let's go with the dagger. Just because the dagger will be quite fast to swing about, so it means I have to be a bit less skilled. Oh, I'm going to go for that because it looks a bit like a Fairbairn Sykes. Oh, I can't afford it yet. Oh, I'll get that at some point. What blade ones are there? Blade. There's not much difference in those, is there? Oh, there's a bollock dagger. That's what, if you don't know about this in medieval daggers, they're called a bollocks guard or a bollock dagger because they've actually got a pair of balls on them. But yeah, sorry, you both disagreed. One of you said cleaver, one said short sword, and I'm going with a dagger. But, yeah, I can always change that at a later point, but that's just a backup weapon for crossbowmen anyway. Let's go for that nice red looking thing. Right, what other loadouts are there? Medic. That's again a guy with a load of medikits and a messer. Fighter, a guy with a bardiche. Falchion, pretty self-explanatory. Spearman, it's a guy with a short spear rather than a long spear. Man at arms, sort of an all-round class of billhook. Right, let's play the game, shall we? Fight. Let's look on the server browser. No, I work Saturday and Sunday, other than doing like YouTube stuff and whatever. My main job is working at the weekends. So, yeah, my work week is done now, because I finished work today at sort of just about 5 PM. So yeah, my working week in that sense is done, but I still need to film YouTube videos and do lots of YouTube stuff, because that's, you know, kind of my job as well. It will probably be 8 PM UK time, so pretty similar to the time I started tonight, although I started just after 9 PM UK time tonight. But you'll probably be able to catch it if you're watching this one. I don't want to do Horde, do I? I want to do front lines, maybe. Or should we do a bit of Team Deathmatch? Let's do Team Deathmatch for a bit of warm-up, fighting other players. Yeah, well, in this one he actually throws medikits, but yeah, real medieval medic. Apply the leeches and amputate the limbs. Right, I want to play a Team Deathmatch server which doesn't have loads and loads of player slots on it. Skirmish and Team Deathmatch, let's try this server. Yeah, it's because they're lying. This name cannot be insulted. It's a really scummy thing to do, but that's why they're doing it. Alright, let's try my brawler guy then. See, I've got my big kite shield, got my messer. Let's go chop some people up. As I said, I'm at the shit, but right, I'm red team, aren't I? So I need to kill the blues. Are they honourably fighting each other? Should I just stand here and let them do that? There's only 2 people in the enemy team. Right. Let's honourably fight them. Is this going to be on those servers where people aren't playing the game properly? There we go. Right. Ah, he got me. Problem is his rapier has more reach than the messer. And I was trying to be honourable rather than just running in with a shield and smashing his head in. Killed again. It is if you're playing just like one-on-one and the person's pretty good at sparring. It also depends what weapons you're using, because some weapons are obviously pretty good at countering other weapons. What I'll do in a minute is, because I was hoping this would be more of a proper deathmatch. Let me find a more proper server. What I want is one where there's everybody running into the arena and fighting each other, but, you know, where you're helping your team and they're, you know, if that makes sense. Milan, that's not too far away. It's only Italy. Alright, let's try this one. This is more players than I wanted on the server, but, you know. Let's play as my guy with the halberd for a bit. I'll probably be shit as usual, but... Oh no, trying to come up the stairs against a halberd. This game is quite funny. Oh, I didn't want to smash my teammate there. Oh. Yep. Pikeman, forward. Is there an archer somewhere? It's our crossbowman. There's an enemy archer over there. Ooh. Too close to the enemy spawn. Oh. Oh dear. Problem is with fighting out here is that, you know, there's not many people around, are there? Because they're I can't go to their spawn and they can't go in my spawn. No, I've got Chivalry, but I've never really played it. But why would you go back and play Chivalry now, you know, when there's something like this out? I mean, if you really like Chivalry, then yeah. But you know what I mean. I played a lot of Pirates, Vikings, and Knights too in the day. Yeah. There's the bill hook as well. Because obviously Richard made the bill hook for me. Let's play as a guy with a bill hook for a bit, shall we? The bill does less damage than the pike, but it's cheaper to equip the soldier with a bill hook. And it's a bit faster, which gives it some advantages. Oh. Yeah, hopefully when we're on another map, if there's enough people on the server, there might be a bit more going on. Which is a good team, definitely. Oh, Contraband's quite a small map. What I'll do in a minute is if most of the team deathmatch servers don't seem to be having very big kind of brawls going on, I'll just go to a frontline server, which is where, what's the word for it? You know, it's a bit like Battlefield mode, where you can have like the 64-player servers, where there's like, you know, cavalry charging around and everything else, where it's a lot more hectic, but sometimes that's what makes it funny. Shall I run around my hammer for a bit? Just smashing heads into a hammer. No, at the moment it's just kind of like European stuff. I don't know if they're going to do a DLC that adds, like, you know, other kind of nations, but at the moment it's just literally like a medieval Europe kind of thing. Oh, I didn't mean to hit my teammate, but no. Oh dear. Does that guy not realise we're on the same team? Oh no! He's going to grab my hammer, maybe. Oh, no. Oh, see, what's quite good on this game is like things like the objects actually block the weapon. So if there's a tree or something there and you try and swing it, it does block the swing, where in a lot of games that does not happen. The archer's probably going to get me. Yeah, it's Unreal Engine 4, so, you know, it's a brand new game in a sense. So let's go as the guy with the mesa again if you want to see some sword play with a giant fuck-off sword. Wow, like, you know, one of the biggest one-handed swords being like a Krieg mesa, or Gross mesa. You know, war knife, essentially. Big knife, as the Germans call them. Oh, 3 against me, that's not fair. Right, is how this game works, but, you know. Oh, I don't want to step in the fire. Oh, shit. Burn myself to death by accident. No, I need to remember I've got a shield for this class. You know, I might as well use the shield. I mean, two-handing the sword, it's a bit like Dark Souls. You do a bit more damage with it. But, you know, the whole point of me using a shield is I've got a shield. Yeah, sounds a very good price for it. I'd say go for that if you want to get one. Come on, then. Ooh, there goes his arm. What do you mean, I'm on your side? I'm not following you, I'm Man Spartan. Do you mean the voice actors or what? Or... Oh. Alright, shall we use the bill hook again? Because you didn't get a chance to see it properly last game. It gives me a bit more reach. So you can use either side of it. You can use the reverse spike, or you can use it, you know, on the blade side. Still that bloody archer. Come back here. Just out of range of my bill. Yeah, that'd be very cool, wouldn't it, making a wooden fort like this? Oh look, my bill's got pretty gory. I do like the bill hook, it's great. I do love that in this game pole arms are effective, because, you know, pole arms are fucking cool. Because, you know, it's a pole arm. Where's that bloody archer? Oh, he's on the roof. Right, let's go get him. If I can get out there. Come on then. Oh. I might stream this for quite a while tonight if I'm feeling up to it, like I'm not too tired, because I've not got work or I don't need to get up early tomorrow. You know, I might, if people are still watching, I might stream, you know, for a while. There's that archer. Come on, come on. Ah, there we go. Serves you right. That was bandage up my wound. Oh, I'm full of health, am I? Okay. How's the teams doing? Right, our team's winning at the moment. Right, let's just go up here a second. Jump around. Hello. Oh, he's got the cleaver. Ah, shit. Yeah, I've played Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I played a lot more Counter-Strike Source, though. Apologies if I'm not answering the chat loads on this, because obviously when you're playing a game like this, sometimes I'm concentrating on working out, you know, whether it's the guard or block and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Alright, shall I show you another weapon now? What do you want to see? Shall I show you the Bardiche? Which guy's that? Fighter, isn't it, with the Bardiche? Right, let's play as the guy with the Bardiche. That's cool. Yeah, so you can have a really long bill then, like a thrusting bill. With the Bardiche, what I like is the alternative attack. You grip it lower down, so you get more thrusting range. So as you can see, this guy, although he's got quite a long sword, isn't managing to thrust. Although I'm getting too close to him now, aren't I? Got me in the face. I don't mean I don't know if I could quite demonstrate my bill and glaive on people like I could in the game, Peach. I mean, if I had a zombie, I certainly could. Would they fall apart like in the game? Problem is the Bardiche is quite slow to swing. Oh, there goes his head. Doesn't help as well that yeah, if I grip it closer, you know, the one that gives you less thrust, it's faster to recover from. I'll show you the crossbowman actually, yeah. I'll build an archer class in this at some point, but I haven't done it yet. So, oh. Oh, is this on consoles as well? That's cool. If I don't do very well as the crossbowman, though, I won't keep playing as him because I don't want to let my team down on the team deathmatch thing, where there's not many players on. Right, should we try the dagger? Yeah. Alright, let's go back to being like a regular guy. Shall I try to go with the S-stock? Because I like thrusting. You can half sword this one if you want to pummel people with it, but let's just do it like this. Oh. That guy's already dead, I think. Oop, didn't want to hurt my teammate. Yeah, our team's still in the lead. Multiplayer, and there's a PvE mode. There's not like a single player campaign, but there's a horde mode where you fight loads and loads of like, you know, hordes of enemies, and then each wave there's more, you know, it gets more difficult, you know, the kind of thing, so Nazi zombies sort of thing. Hard to see which is that guy, isn't it, the enemy? Because there's so much blood on them. Oh. Clever girl. Ooh, don't hurt me, I'm your teammate. There goes his head. get that archer now. No, what's that then? Fallout Equestria. Yeah, if you're not in a fortified position, yeah. If the person's zigzagging around or has some sort of armour on, yeah, they could easily close a distance with you. He switched it himself to a bigger sword now, that archer. Let's go to my guy with the messer and the shield. Never mind. Goes the falchion guy quickly so you can see a falchion. The falchion doesn't have much reach, but at least it's a lot faster. Falchion's not a knife, it's a short sword. But yeah, it's a short sword designed for cleaving off limbs, basically. It's got some ability to thrust, but the main use of it, of course, is basically this. But it's a bit hectic over. Let's go with... I haven't shown you this guy yet. He's the guy with a short spear. This guy's job is basically just to thrust into people. Is that other guy still alive behind me? Oh, they're all using big fuck off swords now. Let's go back to the halberd for a bit. I don't know, Mix. Are you saying, like, in case the train derails with chemicals on it or whatever? I mean, you could just point to historical examples where that's happened. A quick Google search will let you know about all of those. But I'm afraid, no. Some people won't be convinced about anything. Oh, I was looking at the chat then and didn't see these blokes coming around the corner. I'm going back to the billhook, man, I think. Just because I like the billhook so much. That's what I've been doing the best with. Oh, as I've already said, it's multiplayer, but there's different multiplayer modes. There's not a single player, but there is PvE, where it's like a horde mode. Ooh. Ooh. Our team's still winning? Yeah. Good, I'm not letting the entire team down. There goes his head. Can you mention that to me in a comment on a regular video? That way because otherwise I'll forget when I'm playing this, obviously. I'll put us on, once this deathmatch ends, I'll put us on a bigger thing. I'm assuming this is first to 10, or like first to 100 kills, which would be 1,000 score. Yeah, you can get bows and crossbows in this, and like throwing knives and rocks and things like that. Maybe it was first to less points than that, or maybe it was a time limit. Anyway, I'll go on to the battlefield style mode of this now, which is the main game mode. Let's see you, Elias. Length, basically, the mixer. Well, machete is designed for cutting brush and like vines and things like that, but the machete is essentially just a very big knife. The short sword has a full sword tang, but it's obviously just a shorter sword, but generally double-edged, but again, depends on the type of short sword. And a dagger is very small. It's like a knife, basically. I can quickly show you in the armory, actually, if you want to see the difference between all the ones. So let's... let me just go on here. Right, so you want to see... So that's a dagger, right? It's like a little tiny knife. Doesn't actually have to be tiny, but, you know, it's a knife, essentially. A short sword is like a very small sword. And a machete would be more like the falchion. Again, the falchion's an actual proper sword grip, but machete would be more like that. I'm not that fussed about Star Wars films, to be honest. I like the old trilogy. Anyway, let's do the main mode of this. So that's frontline. So server browser. Go to frontline. Refresh. I want a 24/7 frontline server because I don't want one that will keep changing to different game modes after like 10 minutes. Official frontline, 13 ping. That's very good. Let's go on this one. Yeah, it's the use and length, but there's lots of things like tangs can vary, and it depends how strict you want to be on definitions, because some people get very funny about defining it in just the right way and things like that, you know, and I think that really depends. My guy of the mall is much faster at smashing things like this, but... Oh, they're countering us. Let's come out and fight them. Oh. Oh, didn't see him coming. You mean a flail? No, I don't think there is. There's a couple of different mace variants, but I don't think there's a flail. It might just because it's like a hard thing to program physics-wise, I don't know. I have to be careful swinging my sword around here because there's friendly fire. I obviously don't want to There we go. There we go. That's cool. That's very cool, Heavy Trooper. Don't ever give out your address on the internet. You've been blocked for your own good with that. There's a lot of cool trench weapons, aren't there? Like that. Like the trench maces, trench clubs, trench swords, trench daggers, all those sort of things are very cool, I think. I mean, they're pretty brutal things, but... Crap, I caught my mouse then. I'm playing against real people, mate. As you can see, they're all real people if you look at their names and the pings. Right, we're into their castle, good. So we're crushing them this game. There's no honour in this game when you play in this mode. You do it like you really would. You surround people and just massacre them. Oh, come on. Should I go back to my guy with... should we go with the guy with the halberd again? And just use the halberd's reach, because this might be where it works quite well in the corridors. Yeah, set it to long mode, and then I can thrust and push them back with the thrusts. If I've got guys backing me up, they can't really flank the halberd's reach. Set it just to a bit shorter so the thrust smells stuff. I'm out of stamina, aren't I? That's why I'm hitting so weakly. Oh, they've closed the door behind me, so I'm trapped here. Right, it's fight to the death then. And I'm dead. It's sort of hard to learn, but you have a lot of fun playing it anyway, so even if you're not very good, you learn it. But I'm not doing particularly well this game, but I'm having fun. The name sounds familiar, For Honor, but can you explain to me a bit what it is? Because it sounds like a game I've probably played and I just can't picture what it is. Oh wait, no, it's that modern Ubisoft one. No, I've not played that. I know which game it is now, but no, I've not played that. That was an Elmer Fudd laugh, wasn't it? I'm hunting knights. That's a very bad Elmer Fudd impression. Oh! Oh, I thought I fell off the cliff then. Is that an enemy knight? That's an ally. Okay. That's an enemy knight though, isn't it? Yeah, let's see if we can lure him into a close bit and then halberd him off the horse. Or is he already dead? Oh, there's a medikit. I will grab that. Thank you, medic. Closing the gates again. Actually, let's go back and try and recap that. I don't remember stealing this. That guy's got an S10 as he is picture or something like that. The guy who killed me, it looks like a Metro kind of thing. But yeah. Let's go to the guy with the Bardiche again, because I didn't get a good chance to demonstrate the Bardiche in the team deathmatch thing. I generally am pretty alright with it. You have to be careful with the horses, because they can obviously come back around and cause a lot of problems if you're not expecting them. But again, at the same time, they can cause a distraction. I don't know where he's ridden off to. Right, let's keep securing this point. Oh, I've got a firebomb. Okay. That didn't quite go where I wanted it to, but you can burn them alive if you do that and get it just about right. There we go. See, that guy's taking a bit of fire damage. If he didn't get out of there fast enough, he'd have burnt up on that. But he's still taking a load of damage. There we go. That's him dealt with. I thought it was a medkit then. Yeah, Israeli gas masks are good. Both the 4A1 and M15 masks are good. Oh, they've got lots of uses. That's the thing with a gas mask. It's not just, right, let's knock down their barricade. This is where the maul is really good. Whoa. It's a bit too many. Oh, why did I have to hit the teammate on that swing? What's the name of the stream, Aaron? Look at the name of the stream. Might give you a hint. I've never seen the Israeli bandages. Have they got like the blood clotting stuff built onto them? I thought he was going to jump down there. Ooh. Should we go back to this guy with the bill hook, just because I think he's a good, well-rounded guy. I might make another character that's just got heavier armour with a bill hook on, not like a man-at-arms kind of one, but like a knight, just running around with bill hook, just because I like bill hook so much. The thing I like about this is the bill hook's a very good compromise between how many points it costs your character to equip it, and also, you know, like, its abilities as a weapon. So it's just a very nice, well-rounded. Let's get into that cap zone. Oh, this guy might have had me. Ooh. I've got a real one, Aaron. Have you seen my videos on it? Richard, if he's still in the chat, built it for me. Because he does forging, so I've got a reproduction medieval bill hook that I've chopped loads of ivy down with and run stuff through with. It's also the only thing that I've tested against the riot shield so far that did considerable damage to the riot shield, because most things just like bounce right off it. On my channel, Aaron, if you look up bill hook, you will find one in actual use. Alright, let's capture this back. Nearly had it. Can I use my bandage in time? Ah, there we go. Oh. My stamina's getting very low, so I'm just going to fall back a moment. Or is that a supply box there? Alright. Bandage again. Yes, it was not on PS1 Dynasty Warriors, although I think there's quite a few, wasn't there, Iron Man Spartan? Yeah, I think I know the one you mean. Here's my bill hook. The M15 is the one I use in more videos compared to my 4A1, but both are good. The Israeli gas masks. Let's use, which guy has the... It's this guy that's the firebomb, isn't it? Just thinking if they're clustered together, a firebomb might work quite well there. Oh. Thought I was going to get that guy on the horse, but then I got... Oh, it's the ballista that got me, not the horseman. Yeah, the ballista on the castle wall. Then a guy hit me with an executioner's sword and I didn't see him. But our team is still massively winning on points, so the enemy doesn't really stand a chance at this point because they've only got 130 left, and I don't think they're even going to catch the Smithy back. Alright, watch this. Right, get out the fire, teammate. There we go. Oh, I've got another firebomb. Right. He wants to get burned. There we go, victory. CT12s are very hard to find because it's the counter-terrorist sort of special model of the FM12. So search for the Avon FM12 instead, as in Foxtrot Mike 12 rather than counter-terrorist 12, CT12. Yeah, so FM12 is in Foxtrot Mike. So that's the more common model.
Good day. Oh, hello.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of people watching this stream. That surprised me, because sometimes when I do the video game streams, you don't get as many people on, but yeah, it's quite good if there's 30 people currently watching, 29 people currently watching. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody, because I've probably not said on this one. Right. I only had 3 choices. Arming sword and buckler, long sword and rundle dagger, Danish claymore greatsword and rundle dagger. Well, because I'd be crap with a shield as small as a buckler, I'd say probably the greatsword. Just because of the reach on it. But then again, would I have the physical strength to wield that effectively? I really don't know. Maybe the longsword then. Oh yeah, I'd say maybe the longsword because it's probably most versatile, isn't it? Smash all this shit up. Yep. I think the shield can break eventually, but it can take quite a lot of abuse. Generally, you're going to get killed from just people hitting around the shield more often than you're going to have the shield break on you. How many likes have I got on the stream? Because I can't actually see at the moment. Alright, cool, so the likes are going up, but yeah, don't forget to like the streams, because it does seem to help YouTube share them. Or just my regular videos, you know, which helps me out, because YouTube's part of my job. Ooh. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of this recently. Like, only for the last couple of days since I've owned it, but still, you know, it's nice that there's a game that's come out that's new I'm actually enjoying. Seeing as I'm generally really miserable when it comes to new games, I don't want to play that, looks crap. Just but a scratch. Whoa. Oh, did my medkit fall through the rock? That's stupid. Right, never mind. Oh, there's spikes there, I didn't see them, I just impaled myself. It was Jesus that laid the spikes, apparently. I have no idea, mate. All I know is that it's on PC at the moment, because I don't play modern consoles. Maybe use Google. Maybe the developer will tell you if they're not going to release it on consoles. Oh, it depends what game mode you're playing. There's a Battle Royale mode. There's this mode which is a bit like Battlefield, where you have to control points on the map to, you know, lower the enemy's ticket counter. Your mother has added me to your friends list, apparently. Some of the people do shout in this when you cut them to pieces, "I'll bite your legs off," as they die, which is quite funny. Oh. Hammer time. Maybe if I go to the mauler quickly, if I get a chance to get to their objectives, I'll be able to smash them up really quickly. If there's any left. Yeah, there's 2 left, isn't there? Supplies still. But yeah, there's also a horde mode. Tell you what, after this match ends, I'll go on a horde mode server, so you can see what that's like. There we go. Hello, engineer. Right. I must single-mindedly focus on my objective. Smashing this up. Because I've got a big hammer. I did damage to them at least. Help the team out. You can climb up things, but not things like trees. There's like lots of platforms you can get on. And I said you can play as crossbowmen and archers, and guys are throwing axes and throwing knives, but I'm generally better at running in and smashing things with hammer. In the horde mode, I generally always play as, you know, by a crossbow or a bow. Just because in horde mode you kind of need to shoot things at a distance or you'll just get swarmed. But I'll show you that in a bit. Because I'll probably not head to bed too soon. Whoop. We've got that objective, so we can get to the point now. Right, I don't need to be the guy with the big hammer now. I'll go back to the brawler. Now we've done that, because it's just capping the objective now, so having a shield's a bit more handy for that, because I can block archers. Oh, horse. Oh, it's an ally. Oops. I thought it was an enemy horse. Oh, it's because he's captured an enemy horse, hasn't he? That's why it's got the blue. Nah, I can't see what's going on. Oh well. Hurt a lot of people. Because they only let water through the drinking tube when they're connected to a special bottle. There's still risks to using a drinking tube, but they're pretty low on good masks. You do get in this you get the wooden mallet, which is the weakest hammer, but you can also repair stuff with it. Blacksmith's hammer, which is a sort of more balanced one that can do things. There we go. That got him. Is that another enemy cavalry guy? Yeah. Put medic down. Right, full health. You get the blacksmith's hammer, which does a bit more damage, and I think it repairs things faster, but it costs more points to equip. And then you've got the maul, but that you can't repair stuff with the maul, unfortunately. All the maul does is smash, but obviously the maul does massive damage because it's a giant like sledgehammer thing. That's just the valves opening. It's generally just the valves like pressurising as they move. Not all masks do it, but some do it quite loudly. But yeah, it's generally just because the valves, as the air pressure goes through, like snap open and snap closed. I hate the Scott GSR, as you'd know if you watched a lot of my videos on it, because they were generally not fit for purpose, you know, being a respirator to protect soldiers. They were made to a very poor quality standard. In theory, it could be a good mask if it was made to good standards, but it wasn't. Alright, see you, Iron Man. Thanks for watching so far. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody, if you've just come on or haven't liked it so far, because the more likes streams seem to get, the more it seems to help me. But yeah, it's quite good that I'm doing a stream at this time of day, and there's a lot of people watching it. I assume, are you most of you US viewers? Looks like we're going to win this game as well. But as I said, I'm going to do a game of Horde mode before I finish off tonight. At least one game of Horde mode, anyway. Right. Just... I know, because I think percentage-wise, the majority of my viewers, but this isn't for streams, this is just for regular videos, are US. I think it's like 40-odd%. I think UK's second, and it's 20 to 30%, and then it's like lots of countries are sort of 5% or less. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty late here now. It's coming up to 11:30 at night, but I've not got work tomorrow, as I said, so I'll just keep my voice down a bit once it goes midnight. Run away, little archer. Run away. Oh, he's got a friend with a halberd to help him. Ah, got swarm mode. Yeah, a voice diaphragm has a membrane in it. You know how like a drum skin works if you beat a drum, where the skin vibrates? They work exactly like that. Basically, you've got either a thin piece of metal or a thin piece of plastic. When you talk, the vibrations in your voice make the disc vibrate, and therefore it amplifies your speech. In general, the bigger the voice diaphragm, the more it amplifies your speech, but there are some masks that have small voice diaphragms that work well, and other masks that have big ones which are quite muffled, but in theory that's how it works anyway. Run away! Run away! Which episode of Blackadder is that from? Is that the one where there's the cannibals? The one with Tom Baker in, or is it? Am I getting that completely wrong? That's Flee, you fools, isn't it, if it's Gandalf? You can, but I'm shit at it. Historical European swords and men. There, basically with that, you have to block the timing completely right, then strike, and then you can parry and riposte and all that, but I'm a bit shit at that, so I generally just try and get round people and just swing a big sword into them. Or, you know, a big hammer or a big pole arm. But yeah, there's lots of those mechanics in the game. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, is that just in the first series then? The one where Baldric's the smart one and Blackadder's dumb? And that's obviously the mechanic they changed in the other 3 series of Blackadder, wasn't it? Oh, let's get that guy, sorry. Oh, my phone's just gone into night mode. Let me turn that off. There we go. So yeah, if you're off, I said I'll still be on a bit longer, because this is a very fun game to play, so it's quite an easy game for me to stream if people want to watch. Tomorrow I'm going to do a webcam stream in the evening, but I may again do something like tonight. I might do the webcam stream, and then if I've got the energy afterwards I might play some more of this. Let's flank round a bit. No, there's still quite a lot of them here. That guy hasn't noticed I'm coming up behind him yet. There goes that guy's head. Oh, that's a teammate, didn't mean to hit him. Now, the enemy's only got 140 tickets left, so it looks like we're going to pretty easily win this match. I've been quite lucky on today's stream, at least. I seem to have been on the winning side a lot, because sometimes you have loads of games, like with all multiplayer games, we end up on being on the losing side quite a few times in a row. But as said, this is a very fun game, even if you're not, you know, doing particularly well, it still seems to be very enjoyable. And it's not got any pay-to-win mechanics or anything like that. There's a few cosmetic things I think you could buy from a supporter pack or something, but there wasn't anything actually, you know. There is music, but I've got that turned off for the stream because I don't want to get copyright strikes over it. And it's satisfying hearing the squelches and things as people's heads come off them. Like that. Good luck with your weightlifting. What, the Wartime Emergency Guidebook? I did a recent video on it. Well, when I say recent, I did one where I showed as much as I can, but I have to be very careful showing something like that because, again, it's probably declassified now, but I don't know if there's any internet archives of it. But, you know, I definitely can't show you the end of the book because it has all the names and addresses and telephone numbers of all the people on the Emergency Council. Oh, come on. Jump over. There you go. Yeah, you can ride horses, Rich. I don't know if you've seen me during this. There's a guy on cavalry, look. Oh, he's going to go in the river, is he? Or did he make it across? Yeah, it'd be good if they did a Halloween thing like that, where there'd be a headless horseman or something. I don't know if they'll do Halloween events and stuff like that. No. I'm pleased that the developers who made this are kind of like a no-name developer, and it's already on Steam, like some of Steam's best-selling games of the month, you know, after being out for a few days and coming out like virtually nowhere. That's cool. Is that the modern looking PDF? I know it was still made, wasn't it, in the 90s or something, but it's the one that looks a bit like a GP7, isn't it? Right, let me show you the Horde mode. Then I'll do a game or two of that, and then I'll go to bed. And thanks for watching. Oh, water buckets, they're big bits of cast iron, you know. So what we want to do is server browser. We want to go to Horde. And I'll probably try and find one that's got loads of players on, like one of the unofficial servers. But Horde mode has like giants in it and like weird gnomes that throw fireballs at you. It's quite funny. 23 of 64. Horde mode, no TK, 64 slots. It's a French server, but oh well, let's try this. Blah blah blah. So I'm wave 15, so I might be a bit screwed. Are you looking for protection from just particulates or chemical? I guess both. It's very... I've done a lot of videos where I advise about stuff like that. The mixer, but it's hard for me to because it would depend which country you're in, what's available on the market at the time, how much you're willing to afford. It's very hard to, you know... It's not like I'm trying to fob you off, it's just... It's very hard to actually name a mask that, you know, would be good for good money, that you could buy in numbers with filters that aren't expired and all that. Yeah, Polish FP5 filters if you can get some in date. ABEC P3 industrial filters if you're doing it that way. Right, I think there's a billhook around here if I remember. Yeah, there's the billhook. I've got 45 spare points. I'll buy some light armour just so I've got some armour. Right, that'll have to do for now. Right, 61 enemies this way. I don't want to hit those up. This isn't a good idea trying to fight. Ooh, no. Yeah, that was a very bad idea, wasn't it? Running straight in. I've played Quake 4, yeah, and Doom 3. What I need to do actually is buy a bow, because as I said in Horde mode, using bows is kind of one of the most effective methods. Yeah, there's lots of body fit exercises like pull-ups, sit-ups, you know, press-ups, push-ups, whatever you want to call them. There's lots of exercises like that you can do with like no, you know, equipment really, or very basic equipment. That, you know, you can get really fit on, because body weight exercises are great, because obviously the more you weigh, the harder those exercises get. So the more muscle you build up, the harder they become, but then you're, you know, kind of scaling with it. No, I've not played the new Metro. I've played 2033 in Last Light. I've not played, is it Exodus, the new one? I've not played that. You can use a wooden stick. If you forearm exercises will massively build up your arms if you do that. Like you can find some videos on historical sword exercises they did. But yeah, you can just weight lift heavy things. They had rocks. They had, you know, bits of cast iron. How many of my teams left alive? Yeah, I've streamed all Half-Life, all the majority of it. I think I started about Root Canal and I ended sort of during the city fighting bits, because that's where I lose interest in the game. Do you mean a floppy disk, like a 3.5 inch floppy? Oh, it's flip-flops, you know about frames. No, we call flip-flops or sandals, depending on what kind of ones they are. I've never heard them called floppies. Like when you say floppies, I think 3.5 inch floppy. You know, the old thing you put in computers? The little cassette disc things? Yeah, just be very careful if you're swimming, obviously, because you can drown if you start losing enough energy and you've got weight strapped to you. That's the only problem with swimming. Yeah, swimming is a very fast way of building up muscle and good fitness. Because I've always done blue-collar jobs, I've developed quite a bit of muscle doing the jobs, but as I said, I'm not a really fit person because I'm chronically ill and everything, and I can't really put weight on because of the ulcerative colitis. Every time I go up in weight, as soon as I get a flare-up, I lose a lot of the weight again. So at the moment, though, I'm not really trying to gain weight, I'm just trying to eat, you know, as good as it makes me feel. I've not done videos of Killing Floor 2, but I do have Killing Floor 2, yeah. But the problem with Killing Floor 2 is I just find that where I got my Berserker to a high level, it just became too easy. Alright, I know where the crossbow spawn is, so I'm going to see... probably don't have enough of the crossbow, unfortunately. Oh, and of course the chat in this game is completely toxic, like most games. People arguing about racism or some shit in the chat when I just want to play video games. So, shame you can't turn the chat off because it never contributes to anything. Oh great, my teammate's trying to kick me off the tower like a twat. Yeah, fuck off then. Fuck off. Go back to your comments in a minute, sorry, I'm just trying not to die at the moment. One of the cool things with the bill hook on this is it will actually catch on the wood, like the little spikes on it, which is why spears are actually more efficient for thrusting in this game. I'll buy that crossbow now. Yeah, like Richard said, there's lots of actual things you can do to build up muscle that are productive, like chopping wood or whatever. There's lots of things like that, you know. Sorry, I can't really check the chat too well at the moment, because I'm obviously trying to stay alive. But, so there's one guy over there. Is he stuck in a rock or something? Heavy legs, I can afford those. I've not really got any chest armor or anything, but at least I've got some armor. Right, let's do the same thing as before. See if this works again. Come on then. Problem is that archer that's going to cause me trouble, isn't it? Ah, there you go, that guy got me. I think Ukraine used the PMG and probably the Shum-41 for military use. But pretty much any of the Soviet masks Ukraine could use, because Ukraine was pretty much directly in the USSR, wasn't it, during the Cold War? It wasn't as much of a satellite state as some of the others. it was pretty much directly USSR, wasn't it? I mean, I know it would still been Ukraine, but it would have been pretty much directly owned by Russia. I don't know, I'll stream Stalker when I feel like streaming Stalker, but this is a new game and I'm really enjoying it at the moment. Yeah, Mickey Mouse masks are creepy. Do you mean the American or British ones? Both are creepier. Yeah, I play on PC. As in Stalker, as in, you know, like Call of Pripyat, Shadow of Chernobyl. Call of Chernobyl's a pretty good mod. But yeah, I like the stalking game. I don't want to break that die because it's... Skewed himself on. Those spikes are great how the enemy just run into them like that. It's like a PvE mode, it's Horde mode, this game mode I'm playing at the moment. So all the people names above their heads are the players, and there's like waves of AI. Oh, wonder if I can afford that helmet that's down there. Let me go have a look. Oh good, I can afford it. The enemies spawn here. Yeah, there they are. Alright, I definitely need to not impale myself on those stakes. No, I've not played the forest. It's the one about the cannibals in the woods, isn't it? Like after a plane crash. But no, I've not played it. I know which game you're on about though.
I require aid! Help me! Lend me your aid! Help me! I require aid! Help me! Play them all! Help would be appreciated! For the king!
I better go buy some more bolts before the next wave starts on my crossbow. By the tower, wasn't it, the crossbow? I've played Dying Light, yeah, like the parkour game with the zombies in. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was made by the people who made Dead Island, wasn't it? I just don't like the level scaling mechanic of that game, to be honest. Sorry if I'm missing a lot of the chat, I'm sort of concentrating on this. I'll read the chat now. I'm not going to push teammates off the roof, considering that's like griefing, isn't it? You know, TKing isn't a very nice thing to do. I'm a team player. Sort of.
Lend me your aid! Help would be appreciated!
Let's get that fire gnome. Oh, I missed him. Got him. I better get the archers. Oh. If you're wondering, every time there's that dun-dun noise, it's when a player dies. There's not that many of us left now. Crap. Crap. Ah. Well, the GP5 is a civilian mask, but I think a lot of nations did buy it as surplus to use it. But there's the SHM-41 or Shim-41, which is the Soviet military mask the GP5 came from. Well, my favourite mask is the Avon C212, but the Russians had lots of cool masks. Yeah, you can build like stakes and ballistas and things like that. So it's down to Afro Coconut, who's just been set on fire. Yeah, he's dead. No, that's the end of him. Tell you what, I'm going to do one more game, but I'm going to do an actual PvP game. Right, so let's go to the main menu again. See you now. Right, let's make another class, because I should have a bit of money to do that. Armory. New mercenary. Right, what weapon was I going to give him? Ah, the evening star. Okay. Let's call him Crusher. More technical name than that, but... Right, so first let's make it look a bit like me. So,
Yes, that is not my dear old granny fights better than you.
won't look exactly like me, but I've tried a lot of these to just make him look a bit like me, just so it's funny when my head gets cut off. That'll do. Right. Right, so I'll get his weapon first, which is, I want the Evening Star. That's fairly expensive, but I'll get it. At least it does very high damage. There's quite a lot of cool skin system. Oh, I like that. That's very expensive though. That's like a massive sort of Lord of the Rings style thing, isn't it? But yeah, we'll keep the basic skin for now. We can change the head. Spike ball head looks good, but should keep this flanged head for now. Might go for the leather wrapped handle. That's just purely cosmetic, it doesn't change anything about it, but let's change the colours. And I want this guy to be quite heavily armoured, so I've got 8 points to spare. So I'll give him tier 3 head armour, tier 3 chest armour, and 4 tier 2 leg armour. See if there's any of those tier 2 ones I like the look of more, but not really. Let's go with chainmail. Just make everything sort of metal coloured. Which one was that? Crude gauntlets. It's a skirt. I'll probably make a bit more of a brighter colour. Let's go for that orange sort of colour. Is that the same one? Is that one? No. So I'll have that bit the same sort of colour as the armour. Right, so do those. Yeah, this is the guy with the big crushing maul that runs in and smashes people's heads in with a maul. Right, okay. Now let's take him into battle. So fight. do a browser. And I don't want Horde now, I want Team Deathmatch. Let's see if we can find a decent Team Deathmatch server. I might just go on 1-for-1 with loads of players as long as it's a bit chaotic. Official Team Deathmatch server, that's what we want. It's nearly 24 players, like 19 or something. That's a nice looking big bludgeoning instrument. My bread team. Okay, so that's not any.
Surely. Certainly. It's there. Surely. But I hope it doesn't mean we can't be friends. Yes. Certainly not.
Stabbed in the back. Sorry if I'm missing a lot of things in the chat. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. You're talking about bulletproof armor or something, so it's just a bit hard to keep up when I'm doing stuff like this. Because the only thing of this is it doesn't have massive reach, does it? A bit like the Mord. Back here. Oh, damn it. I can see all the chat. I mean, it's only when I look at it I see it, but the chat's up here. It's like you're mostly talking about weightlifting, aren't you? Is there an alternative grip for this? Oh, it's just even closer. Yeah, I won't bother playing with that for now. I'll go back to my guy who I'm fairly competent with. I might make a go of a rapier at some point. Yes, rapiers are cool. No, I didn't see the SpaceX launch. What did they launch? Like just a test rocket thing to see if it could re-land, like one of those, because I know they've been doing that sort of thing, haven't they? I thought it would work. I don't know if there's any medieval VR games, I'm afraid. I mean, I wonder if you could actually force this to run for a rift. That'd be pretty interesting. How long has this stream been going on for? 2 or so hours? I don't actually know. I'll just get my shield out, don't I? That might help. Oh, there goes my head. 101 minutes, that's 1 hour 40, isn't it? Cool. Well, I suppose I did that hour stream beforehand, didn't I? Which is why it feels like it's longer. I find it's quite easy to sometimes, if you want to do weightlifting or whatever, working out, do it while watching TV. I know that sounds silly, but you could actually watch a box set while pumping the iron or whatever. I used to do that with Star Trek, the old series. Oh, I missed his head. Oh, that one I didn't miss. Come on. Come on in. Should I try playing? Because I'm going to have a great sword. Oh, the game's over. I've seen there's a thing on Steam about it, but I've not actually looked into it. What makes it different than the Rift or the Vive? Right, one more game, and I mean one more game. Try that raid again. Get some throwing axes. Oh, these teams don't look exactly balanced, do they? Yeah, Oxford sort of area. What about the emergency NDC seats? Ooh, not mean to hit my teammate. Well, Britain is, as in the British Isles, is England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. I suppose Cornwall, if you want to technically count that as something different than like the actual Channel Islands. But the UK would be only Northern Ireland because, you know, the UK is United Kingdom, but obviously the Republic of Ireland is a separate thing. It's not part of English rule anymore, or British rule, however you want to look at it. So technically they're the British Isles, but they're their own thing. It's a bit like countries in South America, you know, not being, although they're in America, they're not the US, if that makes sense. I'm probably completely butchering that, but I'm sure you kind of get what I'm getting at. Killed by a guy with a bureau as a picture. Okay. Oh, there's a horse. Should I take the horse? If that guy doesn't get to it first. Oh, he got to it first, damn it.
You make me sick.
I quite like this guy with the big axe, actually. Maybe I'll make a class of a big axe. Sort of that the result with my grip on it. So. Yeah, but the main country you're thinking of it is England. Scotland is part of the UK and Great Britain, but it's not part of England. Come on then. I'll bite your legs off. No, you stabbed me in the face. Verdun is the only game I've played that has realistic gas masks. That's the World War I game. Teams are evenly matched at the moment. Okay, ask the question, retro gaming. Hopefully you'll notice that. Let me try, my halberd guy again. No, damn it. Let me try playing as that guy that has the spear. Is that footman? What's the alternate for the spear? I'll just grip it further up. Okay. Yeah, our team's losing there. Yeah, the problem is that they can thrust faster, can't they, than the spear can? Halberd's strong, but it's a bit slow. That's why I like the bill a bit more, because it's a bit faster, but it's not as strong. Because everything's quite well balanced in this. But sometimes I have games where I do well, and other games where I'm just doing shit. I think this is going to be one of those shit ones. Let's play as the guy with the S-stock again. Swinging the spear is useless because the spear doesn't do much damage unless you're on like a halberd. But then you've still got to catch somebody at an angle where it will be useful. Let's go back to the good old one with the Messer in a minute. Oh, there goes my head. Right, here we go. Let's see if I can do alright as this again. Right, that will be me playing this for tonight because it's 20 past 12. I might quickly make a couple of classes before I end the stream. As said, I will stream tomorrow at 8 PM UK time, and that'll be a webcam stream. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. Just mention that again, just so there's a few more likes, which help. Right. I wanted to do a guy, didn't I, with what was the weapon I really wanted to do? I can't think now. Maybe go with a long spear, but maybe that's quite expensive, isn't it? Let's hide defaults. I'll go with the big axe, wasn't it? That was it. I'm just doing a webcam stream tomorrow, mate. Let me clone this guy. Call it Axeman. But I will change the bardiche to the battle axe. That's cheaper than the bardiche as well. It gives me 2 spare points. Okay. Is there any good perks I can have for 2 points? Brawler, crucifix damage, don't need that. I'll get friendly and wrecker. There we go. This is going to make his thing look a bit different than the other one. There we go. Right, that will do. Right. See you tomorrow, everybody. Right. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. And I said I'll be streaming again tomorrow, so I'll catch you then for any of you that are on then. Right, goodbye.